Do you have a plant or insect pest that you don't know what it is but you'd like to? We can help. There are a few ways you can go about getting insects, weeds, and invasive plants identified. This video will show you how to take and submit photos for identification and how to collect, package, and submit specimens if a photo isn't enough. Submitting photos can be a good way to get your plants and insects identified. There are limitations on getting identifications from photos, but we like to start there to prevent spreading invasive species and pests or damaging rare species by collecting and transporting them. Photos are usually the quickest and easiest way to get an answer fast. Here are some tips for submitting digital photos to ensure you get the most accurate identification possible. Check photos for clarity before submitting. When photographing an insect or plant, take lots of pictures from multiple angles, but only submit the best ones. Submit original, unedited photos. Any photo resizing or editing is best left to the discretion of the identifier for his or her needs. Include a size reference in your photo. Having a frame of reference for the size of the insect or plant and their parts is helpful for identification. A small ruler or standard-sized object such as a coin, pencil, or pen will work. Include photos of plant parts such as leaves, flowers, and fruit if available, and stems. Also include a photo of the whole insect or plant in the environment that it is living in. Recording the location of the insect or plant, either with an address or GPS coordinates, can help us better identify your specimen. Including a written description of the site, situation, and damage is also very helpful. Photographing damage caused by an insect can help with insect pest identification, so include this whenever it is applicable. However, it can be difficult to identify insect pests based on damage alone. If you suspect an insect caused the damage, it can be helpful to watch carefully over the next couple days to see if you can photograph or catch the insect causing the damage. Once you have taken photos, you can submit them on the Alaska Pest Reporter website. There, you can upload your photos and fill out a short form with your contact information, description of the subject in the photo, and describe any associated problems. When a photo isn't enough to get a definitive identification, we will let you know and ask for a physical specimen. We will provide directions for collection and packaging for delivery in case the plant or insect is potentially invasive, a pest, or a rare species. We want to be careful not to spread invasive species and pests when collecting and transporting them for identification. The steps to prevent that can vary with the species. Collecting rare species can have serious impacts to the environment and may be prohibited by law. It is important to follow our guidance on how and if a specimen should be collected. With plants, it can sometimes help to collect parts in a specific way to facilitate identification. And if the plants must be shipped for identification purposes, you may need more instruction on how to prepare and package them. Generally, to properly identify a plant specimen, we need you to collect as much of the plant as you can and leave it as intact as possible. For large plants, you may have to submit individual plant parts. Parts of the plant that you should include are stems, leaves, buds, flowers and fruits when available, and roots. If submitting multiple parts from a large plant, include where the part attached to the stem because that can have key characteristics for identification. After collecting the plant specimen or parts of the specimen, press the plant between cardboard and/or paper. Make sure not to crinkle leaves, flowers, and other parts. Do not press large fruits and seeds. Wrap fruit and seeds in paper to submit for identification. If your plant specimen is a submerged aquatic plant, meaning it is growing in the water, or if it is an algae, do not press the plant between paper or cardboard. Instead, collect the plant and place it in a watertight container with some of the water it was found in. Store the container in the refrigerator until you are able to mail or deliver the specimen. When collecting insect specimens for identification, capture insects carefully to avoid damaging them. If possible, collect many individuals, especially if they appear to be at different life stages. If the insects look different or are from different plants, please store them in different containers. Once collected, insects should be killed by placing them in the freezer for a few days. Insects collected on sticky cards or insects collected and sandwiched between tape may take more time to assess and may not allow for exact identification. These collecting methods can obscure important features that can help with identification. Collected insects should be packaged well to avoid damage. If you are hand delivering specimens to your local office, usually a zip-top bag is sufficient. Make sure to deliver the specimens shortly after removing them from the freezer to avoid a buildup of moisture, as this can lead to the specimens molding and rotting. Specimens can be mailed or dropped off at a local Cooperative Extension Service office for processing. Contact your local office about hours of operation and availability of staff to accept specimens for identification. You can download the specimen intake form by visiting the UAF Cooperative Extension Service website. The intake form is also available at your local Cooperative Extension office. If you are mailing in specimens, they should be placed in crush-proof containers and lightly packed with tissue or cotton. You may also include a sample of damage or submit photos of damage to supplement insect specimens. Place your container in a sturdy box for mailing. The most important thing about mailing specimens is that they do not get crushed. If you place a zip-top bag in an envelope, the outcome for the specimen is not going to be great. Before you seal up your box, make sure to include the intake form with your specimen. Be sure to fill out the intake form completely, including your name, phone number, email address, location where the specimen was collected, and a description of the problem. And be sure to let us know how we can help. Do you just need help with identification? Are you wanting advice on how to control a pest? Or are you looking for some other kind of information?
Thanks for watching our video. For more information on plant and insect pests, integrated pest management, or invasive species, check out the UAF Cooperative Extension Service website and visit us on Facebook.